Hello, welcome back to my channel. I am here partly because I haven't had a video for Friday, so I just thought, yeah, let's go with this. And I was in front of the camera and it shouldn't take too long. I am here to talk to you about a set of books that are just amazing. Amazing. More people should read them. I have a love of it. These books, nobody gets my love for these books. It's a set of 3 books. The third one hasn't come out yet. It's due next year, and between that and Orphan Black I am stuck because I'm waiting for all these things to come out next year. But it is Vendetta by Catherine Doyle. Surprise, surprise! I don't know if you've read my blog or whatever. If you have, you know I have a very big love for this set of books because it's just amazing. I'm trying not to do a spoiler for this. I might do a spoiler one, maybe. It's this is book 1 in the Blood For Blood Saga. Yes, it's not a series, it's a saga. And then we have Inferno, which is the second book, and then Mafiosa, which is coming out next year. Let me see whether I can get a picture of it. And I'm just jealous of anybody who gets it like before it's out. Like when I saw people had managed to get like you know, like bloggers and all that got to have Inferno first, I was like, I want that. The best book I've ever read. People can disagree with me. I love these books and I don't know why. It's just something about them. This is Mafiosa, third in the series. What do you mean? I quite like the colours they choose on the covers are very sort of complementary of each other. Like you'd never think gold, blue and purple would go together, but they do. So the first in the series, also, oh, it doesn't have it on that. Look at that. Can I just say, very good details. Not on this book, sadly, but that was a very cool detail. I found these books because I watched Casey Ann in BookTube and she was saying they're so good, so I thought, oh, I'll pick it up, you know. I'm in the mood for trying a new book, and I read it in like 3 days, which is quite a feat for me because, as everybody knows, I'm not the fastest of readers, but this book was just amazing. So you have this girl called Persephone, I'm not quite sure because it says in the book. I was under the impression it was Persephone, and then it says in the book, yeah, it says in here about, like how you say it, Persephone. When I translated it, they were all like Persephone, so I was like, I don't know. But she goes by Sophie. Haha, my name. Another love for this book. They use my name. So Sophie is 16 and she lives at home with her mum in, it's been such a long time since I read this, Cedar Hill. They live in Cedar Hill, just outside of Chicago, I believe. And Sophie's dad is in prison for murder. And there's this house in Cedar Hill near where Sophie and her mum live. It's been empty for years. It's like this spooky mansion type house. And then this family moves in. Falcone, that's it, Falcone. I think that's right, Falcone, move in, the Falcones, and an air of mystery about them. There's 5 boys, yes. And then their uncle, who is a little mysterious as well. Sophie is a waitress at her dad's restaurant, which will soon go to her when she's older. And one night, a honeypot arrives in the restaurant, and it then leads to a chain of events that we soon find out the Falcones and Sophie and her mum and her dad, the Gracewell, Sophie Gracewell, has this history with the families, have a history together, and it's just great. One thing I do love in this book, the humour. The humour is great, especially from Millie, Sophie's best friend in the book. And Millie also happens to be British. She came from England. Like, yeah, another reason to love the book. My name's in it, and there's an English person. Like, ugh. And also another thing about this book that is to love and to die for is Luca. Oh, most people would think, yeah, go for the love interest, Nikolai. No. Sorry. You read this book, I swear you will fall in love with Luca. Like, if you read the review I did of this on my blog, Catherine Doyle actually replied to that, and I was like, oh my god, I was squealing. And I called Luca my bae because, although I don't think that's Luca, I think that's Nikolai. Love for Luca's choking me. We follow Sophie on this sort of journey of discovery about what happened and how they are connected, and it ends on a showdown. I must admit that showdown was so good. So then we move on to Inferno, which picks up right after what happens at the end of Vendetta. And this one, I don't want to say it has a different tone, but it sort of does, because Sophie is more in the know and she's not so much with Nikolai, she's with Luca in this book. And I was like, wait, is this actually happening? I did have to pinch myself and think, is this actually happening? The pairing that I want to happen is actually happening. I was like, yes. And again, the humour in both books was just, oh, I loved it. And it's a shame it doesn't say on the back, because on the back it's got like one of those, describe the book in 3 words. It says passionate, dangerous thriller. It should have said comedy, because the humour in this book, although it's not the main thing, it kind of gives it a new touch. Like the moments with the humour in it kind of liven it up. Not liven it up like it's boring, but liven it up so it's sort of, you think, oh yeah, you're a bad guy, but you're kind of funny. It's great. But the ending of this book did almost break my heart a little, because the ending is so action-packed, and then there's the chapter right at the end where it gives you the impression it could go anywhere. It really could go anywhere, and I'm a bit like, oh, where are we gonna go from here? I have no idea. It's exciting and scary at the same time, because this series has been likened to Romeo and Juliet. And I just like to say, as I've said in my blog posts many times before, Luca and Sophie die. I'm starting a riot, because we all know how Romeo and Juliet ended. This book ends like that. I will start a riot. Yes, Luca is bad. You can't kill him off. No. But I love these books, and I don't know why, because they're not even my usual type of books, really. I love the story. It's refreshing. It's refreshing from every other book I've read. Every other book hasn't followed this sort of story. So it's quite nice to read something different and, you know, new. And I applaud Catherine Doyle for doing that, because, you know, you've created a good series there. Well done, well done. And I'm anxiously waiting for the 3rd book. Yeah, I would recommend you go pick these up if you like, well, it says on the back, I'll read the back bit. It says thrilling, dangerous romance. So if you like a thriller, danger and romance, yeah, is that what it says on the back? And with passion, passionate book, these are the books for you. But also, if you just sort of like, if you want to try something different, that's what I'd say. If you're sick of the, you know, simple love story, or the dystopian girl has to save the world, do you know what I mean? If you've read enough of that, I would say pick up Vendetta, because it's so good. It's very original. I haven't read nothing quite like it. So I am trying to find books like it, because I need to ease my, I've got no other book of this. And if you like a book about family as well, it has a very subtle, I'd say, because it's not in your face, but it's about like the strength of family and familial bonds and the love a family has for each other, which I think is very, very nice. Yes, I don't know whether that was any good. We'll have to see. Not too sure, because I don't know whether it's just me rambling about the set of books that I love. Yeah, also Catherine Doyle is at YALC, and I'm so excited. Like, Jenny Downham, L.A. Weatherly and Catherine Doyle, not in that order, but I don't know whether anybody went to YALC last year, where there was a you could only take 3 books to get signed by Cassandra Clare. Not that I think there'll be a limit on Catherine Doyle, but I have got 3 books. Got my hardback, my paperback, and Inferno. Like, yeah, I've learned that all. My mum is under the impression she'll remember me, and I'm a bit like, I'm sure she replies to lots of people, do you know what I mean? I'm sure lots of people love her books. But I don't know, we'll have to see. It might be good. She might remember me. I mean, that would be a bit embarrassing. If you imagine if you sort of said, remember me, and then she's like, no, and it's a bit like, awkward moment. Oh, really stitched myself up there. But either way, I'll get my book signed. I'm gonna have a nice time. So that was my spoiler-free review of Vendetta and Inferno, the Blood for Blood Saga. I probably will do a spoilery one because I need to tell someone about these books now that I'm on the train of thought for these books. Thanks for watching. Bye.